I have this saying, and the saying is, everything I write down in my notebooks will come true. What's up, everybody? Today is another Unstoppable Monday, and we're going to be talking about definiteness of purpose. Definite of purpose comes from writing down everything you actually care about. So I've got this notebook, and I've got some more these notebooks. So here's the thing. I absolutely hate the idea of goals, and I hate the idea of New Year's resolutions. The problem I find with them is people set them and then completely forget about it. I'm a much bigger fan of having definitive plans on how you're going to achieve things that you want out of your life and creating systems that help you get there. There are things that you do on a daily basis or on a weekly basis that keep you on track and keep you moving forward. Thinking about the year ahead, I thought it would be a great time to tell you how I plan out on having specific outcomes, going after specific projects, and creating systems so that I can achieve the things that I want out of my life. They don't come out of goals, they don't come out of New Year's resolutions, they come out of definitive plans on what I want my life to be and how I go about going after them. So over the years, in all these notebooks that I've collected, I've done these three key things that has helped me stay on track with my goals and the vision for my life. Number one, I always wrote down my crazy thoughts in my head. So many ideas flow through our heads and you forget about them. When you write them down, it goes into a different filing cabinet. Number two, every week, every Sunday, I write down what are the big problems I'm facing? Why am I facing them? And how do I come up with solutions for them? And then number three, as often as I feel like it and as often as I can, I sit down and I try and visualize what success looks like and I write it all out. I've kept a notebook since as long as I can remember. And eventually I learned about this trick. I love these Moleskine notebooks. I have one of them right over here. I love these Moleskine notebooks because they're nice and small. You can take them with you. You can put stuff on them. They're relatively hard. And best of all, I learned this trick. Whenever I start a new notebook, I put the date of when I started it right over here. And if I have one for work and one for personal, I kind of split it up right over here. I have this mantra that I've sort of developed over the years. It's the idea of everything I write down in this notebook will become true. Everything I write down on this notebook will become true. And it's a simple mantra, and I think it's the fundamentals of where we talk about belief and optimism here at Unstoppable. It's this idea that if you can write stuff down from your brain, from the ether, from your creativity, from everything you've learned, and you can make a definitive plan, then you can go achieve it. Sometimes I like to go back and see what I wrote down just to compare how things have become true. And sure enough, as I go back on notes from the past years, not only do they come true in a more beautiful way than I could have imagined. And sometimes things don't work out, and I'll look at something I wrote from 5 years ago, and I really want this, and I want this to work out. And I look at it now, and it didn't work out. But because it didn't work out, it led to a beautiful thing, and it worked out for the better. And so I have this mantra of everything I write down in my notebook, it will become true. And today, to get really practical and tactical so you can start preparing for 2018 and the years to come, I wanted to show you some examples of what I've written down in my notebook from past years. I found this one. So this notebook is from 2009. So 2009. This is, okay, believe it or not, so ToutApp, I started as a solo founder, grew the company, raised venture capital, sold it. But the entire idea for the company started with this, this one sketch. So this sketch was from March 2010. And this is literally the sketch of ToutApp originally of how it would work. And it was super simple. It's who do you want to pitch, give an email address or a Twitter account, pick a template, customize the email, and then do you want to track it or not, and then send. And it's crazy to think from, this was March 2010, incorporated the company in 2011, and just life completely changed. But it all started with this one sketch in this random notebook from 2009. Everything I write down in a notebook comes true. Write your ideas down. Even if you're gonna forget about it and you don't go back to it, there's something magical that happens when you write it down. You create real purpose, and it goes into a different filing cabinet in your mind, and you start to make it into reality. The second way I like to use notebooks is I like to understand and sort of diagnose where I am in life. A lot of people just create goals, but they're completely untethered from your current reality. And that's not to say you shouldn't create big goals, but it's to say that you want to first figure out where you are, and then from there, set action steps and build systems to get to where you want to be. And so one of the things I did, this one is from August 2008, and there's a lot of writing over here. And I essentially have this, it's called Life Redesign. And I had this goal of like, I really want to change, this is August 29, 2008. I really want to change how I want to live my life. And so the thing that I always do, and I do this to today, and sometimes I'll do it in a notebook, sometimes I'll do it in a Google Doc. I go into 3 columns, or if it's in a document, I do 3 sections. The first one is a little bit of like, where am I? Like what is the current situation that I'm in, and what are the big things that are problems right now? And it's magical when you think about it that way. It's not about how do I make all these crazy changes, how do I go after things that I don't have? It's like, just where am I? Let's just take stock. What are the big problems I have? And it's funny, back in 2008, I had this thing over here, which is like, I just hate my job, and I felt unhealthy, and my life felt cluttered, and I felt rushed. There weren't enough hours in the day. These are number one. Where am I, and what are the problems? Then, what are the causes? Like, why am I having these problems? Kind of asking each of those point by point, why does this exist? What about me or my current situation is causing this to happen? That's number 2. So causes, kind of diagnosing those problems. And the third one is like, what do I do about it? It's super simple. What do I do about it? In fact, I do this every Sunday now just to kind of check in on myself. And the thing I found is you not only identify your current reality, you try to understand what's the big problems that are happening and what's causing them. And then you start to make some definitive plans about, you know what, over the next month, over the next 6 months, I want to go do this. And you start to see patterns in the things you want to go do. Those are your solutions. And as you find those solutions, you start to build systems that are recurring. So for me, living healthily is important. And so I make sure I either run or I go work out, one of the two, no matter what, at least 3 times a week. And there will be weeks where it's off. And I know that if I put too much pressure, I'll just fall off the wagon and go 3 months without working out. So I'll allow myself a week, but then go back to it and make it fun. So these are things that I've designed systems around so that I have some sort of definitiveness in purpose. So this exercise where you, super simple, problems, causes, solutions. This thing has allowed me to really constantly iterate on what are the things I'm working towards and do they tie into the bigger things I want in my life. And the last one I'll show you, this is the third type of exercise. The first one is just free creative thinking. The second one is this 3-step process of problems, causes, solutions, so that I can go build a system. The third one, and I love these exercises, it's like almost like daydreaming while you're writing. 7/9/2011. So this book is from 2010 it started, and I was writing it well into 2011. And so this one it just says, what does success look like? What does success look like? And this was when I was in the thick of running Tout. We had just finished 500 startups. The demo day was approaching. And what I always do, and I do this for any one of my projects or big things I'm working on or just life in general, I like to sit down and write out as if it's happened already. What are the things that have happened? And then I feel like, yeah, no, this is great. We've made a lot of successful choices and progress. And so I had Tout is fundamentally strong, business on its way to bringing in $1 million in ARR. That's the third exercise I always do in these notebooks that I have from over the years. You just visualize the life that you want and what good looks like if you've achieved the things that you wanted to achieve. And when you do that, that's what really kicks that belief into place. It makes you really realize, and in a crystal clear way, what are the things you want to exist and what does that look like? It lets you go into the details. What does that feel like? What does that mean for you? How do you spend your days? Why are you excited about it? And really clarify what you're gunning for. So this is a better method. This definitiveness of purpose is a better method in my mind to live your life and set goals than just having New Year's resolutions or having arbitrary goals that are completely untethered from reality and feel untenable and you don't even get started with them. And that's what you have for Unstoppable Monday for today. Go and create some definitiveness of purpose in your life. Get a notebook, put a little date, I like these Moleskine notebooks. Use a Sharpie and write out the date that you started them, and just start writing and go through one of the 3 exercises that I talked about today. And let me know in the comments section what you think. Do you have a better system for this? I want to learn from you, and I want to hear about what plans you're making for 2018. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this where we do Unstoppable Mondays, Entrepreneurship Tuesdays, and Sales and Marketing Thursdays, please hit the subscribe button or the follow button. And most importantly, please write in the comments section. I really want to hear from you. I want to engage with you. I want to learn and I want to teach everything that has worked for me. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. I'm TK. This is Unstoppable.
I get this money, man. I know my life would change.